Hello. Hi Lucien and Orson. I've got some more poems for you today. These ones are silly poems, and the silliest of all poems are limericks. I think you know what a limerick is. So let's start with a few limericks. There was a young girl of Asturias whose temper was frantic and furious. She used to throw eggs at her grandmother's legs, a habit unpleasant and curious. There was an old person of Fratton who would go to church with his hat on. If I wake up, he said, with a hat on my head, I will know that it hasn't been sat on. I love the way they rhyme. There was a young lady from Ickenham who went on a bus trip to Twickenham. She drank too much beer, which made her feel queer, so she took off her boots and was sick in 'em. Oh, yuck. The next poem is called Frank Carew McGraw, and it's written by Terry Jones. The name of Frank Carew McGraw was notorious in the West, not as the fastest on the draw, but because he wore only a vest. Yes, just a vest and nothing more. Through the wild and woolly West, they knew the name of Frank McGraw, 'cause he only wore a vest. Oh, his nether parts swung wild and free, as on his horse he sat. He wore a vest and nothing else. Oh, except a cowboy hat. Yes, naked from the waist he rode, he did not give two hoots. Frank McGraw in hat and vest, oh, and a pair of boots. But nothing else, no, not a stitch. And through the cactus he rode on his horse, although, of course, he did protect his knee with leather leggings, but that's all. No wonder that his name was infamous throughout the West and spoken of with shame. Actually, he did wear pants on Sunday, and it's true, he also wore them other days, and sometimes he wore two. And often in an overcoat you'd see him riding by, but as he went, men shook their heads and ladies winked their eye, for everyone knew Frank McGraw throughout the old Wild West, not because he broke the law, but because he only wore a vest. This next one is sometimes called a fractured fairy tale or a nutty nursery rhyme, and it's based on a story that you already know very well called The Owl and the Pussycat. But this one's called The Owl and the Astronaut. The owl and the astronaut sailed through space in their intergalactic ship. They kept hunger at bay with 3 pills a day and drank through a protein drip. The owl dreamed of mints and slices of quince and remarked how life had gone flat. It may be all right to fly faster than light, but I preferred the boat and the cat. I like that one. And the last one I've got for you today is actually quite violent. Anyway, let's see what you think of it. It's called Horace Poem, and it was written by Monty Python. Much to his mum and dad's dismay, Horace ate himself one day. He didn't stop to say his grace. He just sat down and ate his face. We can't have this, his dad declared. If that lad's ate, he should be shared. But even as he spoke, they saw Horace eating more and more, first his legs and then his thighs, his arms, his nose, his hair, his eyes. Stop him, someone, Mother cried. Those eyeballs would be better fried. But Horace was on his second course. His liver and his lightsome lung, his ears, his neck, his chin, his tongue. To think I raised him from the cot, and now he's going to scoff the lot. His mother cried, what shall we do? What's left won't even make a stew. And as she wept, her son was seen to eat his head, his heart, his spleen, and there he lay, a boy no more, just a stomach on the floor. Nonetheless, since it was his, they ate it. That's what haggis is.